So this morning I meditated. I woke up, I was like really stressed, and I have been stressed recently quite a bit, and to the point that it's become unhealthy. And I know that kind of like if I don't actually do something about this, like it's gonna start causing me issues down the road. There's this YouTuber I used to watch and still do watch a little bit from time to time, and there was a good part of his content he dedicated to like stress control and like meditation and mindfulness and things like that. And whenever I used to watch him, I never used to like pay much credence to that part of his content. Like I always used to skip it. I thought like, yeah, I don't need this because like I'm going gym and I'm doing other stuff, so like I thought like this kind of isn't for me, this is kind of like for someone else, which is a little bit of unintentional arrogance on my part. You should never think that you don't need something. You should always kind of like have an open mind, and not you don't have to accept it, but just to kind of like, you know, don't be so closed off, don't be so limited, don't think you're above the help of something. So anyway, I remembered that he done a lot of advice on like stress management and like meditation and whatnot. So this morning, after waking up, after trying to like just lie in my bed for like 5 minutes to try and like calm down a bit, like I set a time on my phone and put like 5 minutes on, and I tried to, sorry, my arms hurting from having to hold this up. I put like a 5-minute timer to kind of calm down. After that, I went on Instagram for a little bit, but that's fine, we don't talk about that. So after I went on Instagram, I went to go brush my teeth, and then I looked up this YouTuber, and then I started like making some toast or whatnot. Started listening to like what he's got to say on meditation and whatnot. And sorry, I don't kind of want to drag this on. Let me be as concise as I can. Been doing a lot of like what's the term, inner works, just like talking to myself, journaling, and trying to like find out what's wrong. And basically I've come to the conclusion after like, you know, some like there's a term I want to use, it's not self-evaluation, but it kind of means the same thing. Basically, I've surveyed myself, and I think that I need to stop overthinking. I need to learn to be okay with things, with the possibility of bad things happening. I need to learn to be okay that like if something bad does happen, like I'm okay with it, and I should stop trying to control it, and I should just kind of be okay with it. You know, if something good happens, something good's gonna happen, and if something bad's gonna happen, something bad's gonna happen, and that I can't worry about it too much. I can't be too anxious over it, because then I'm so anxious, and then like every little thing, it just frustrates me and annoys me, and that's not good. And then I can't be the best version of myself. Like beforehand, you know, I had like some goals that I wanted to achieve. Like I wanted to like be a better boxer, for instance. That's something like really important to me last year, that I really wanted to try and achieve, because it was really big for me. And kind of like, you know, because I've kind of accomplished that, and because like there's other things of that nature that I have accomplished and I've become a better person. And you know, I'm always talking about like being a superhero, because like I am that person now. I kind of think that there's not much else to learn, there isn't much more for me to learn on a journey. There isn't a better version of me that I have to become, like I'm already that better version. But that's not true. I still got a lot to learn. I'm still learning. And so anyway, I have to stop overthinking, which sounds like an easy lesson, and it is something I thought I had learned before, but sometimes we have to relearn these same lessons, or we might think we know it, but thinking we know something and actually knowing it by observing our practices of it are two very different things. So anyway, the way he explained meditation is, it was like, try and like, this is like a brief summary. He was saying like, okay, so like when you sit down, try and focus on one thing, and when your mind wanders and when it goes to other things, recalibrate your mind so you're still thinking on that same thing. So I was in the shower this morning, and there's like a plant in my shower. So I stood in the shower, I took a shower, but I was just like focusing on the green leaves of the plant, and every time my mind wandered, I tried to bring it back to looking at the leaves. I hope this makes sense. And then that kind of made sense for me, because I kind of thought this sort of exercise, this sort of practice is definitely something that's going to help me with overthinking and whatnot. Because you know, like to actually realize it is such a blessing, because then you can do something about it, and then it's not just kind of like in the background happening and you're not aware of it. Like, so I'll just be walking and I'll just like start remembering things, I'll start thinking things, and the possibility of something bad happening will make its way into my mind, and I'll start stressing over it. And you know, even on the train this morning, after I had grown more sensitive to this feeling. Like I was thinking, like, I'm on the train, but I'm not actually on the train. You know, like I was looking at the lady next to me, and she was wearing this like funny skirt. It was like it was really interesting. It was like jeans. It was like a jeans skirt, and I just thought it was kind of interesting. But like the point I'm trying to make is, because I'm always feeling, because I'm always thinking, I'm not actually there. Like I'm on the train, I'm physically on the train, but in my head, like I'm somewhere else, and I'm trying to stop overthinking, and therefore consequently be more present and be more in the moment, and you know, and not be stressing over the possibility of something going wrong, you know. And if something happens, then that's fine as well. So anyway, I wasn't going to go into uni and do my routine just because number one, I had been quite stressed. I just come back from a long trip, a very nice trip actually, whereby I was able to kind of like understand these ideas and kind of talk to myself, which is a good thing. I went on the train, I was journaling on the train. I also done this thing where, as part of like the meditation thing, which I thought I would never do. Like I always do journaling, but I thought I would never do this. I thought, like, you know, like I hear people doing it, but I never think I would need to do it, if that makes sense. Because like I do other things. Like I thought, oh, because I'm doing this and that, like I don't need to do that. Which is, as I said, it's an arrogant thing. But like I said, I'm learning, I'm trying better. You know, I'm not perfect. So basically they were saying like, the guy who I was watching, on a separate point but related to meditation and mindfulness, he was talking about like writing 3 things that you're grateful for, and not obviously not like vague things like family or health, and like actual like specific things. And yeah, I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for in the morning. And the point of that exercise is it's meant to train your mind to interpret positive things and to think positively and to appreciate things, and therefore you're more happier, because your thinking is your reality, right? So if you're thinking good things, it doesn't matter where you are, you're just better if you're thinking negative things. So I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for. I was grateful for the toaster working, because the toaster wasn't working this morning. So we've been having to make toast in the like grill, which is a lot longer and it doesn't taste as nice. I was also grateful for bakery bread, as opposed to like the Hovis bread or something like that. We had some, it wasn't sour though, but it was like one of the ones you get in the bakery section of the supermarket, which was quite nice. And I was also grateful for being able to realize all of this and being able to take that first step into like improving and getting better. I wanted to write more, but then I remembered, no, let's not write more, because then after like 2 days you're going to get tired of it and you're never going to do it again. So consistency over intensity is what I always say. But apart from that, guys, I just done my usual routine. I went to the cafe at uni, had a nice cup of coffee, worked on my project for a little bit, and then went gym. It's kind of the same thing. I think the mindfulness that was kind of like the main thing, and I hope I kind of conveyed myself properly, and I was able to say, you know, what was wrong, how I realized it, what I'm gonna do about it, and the lesson of just like carry on learning and carry on being a better version of myself. And I hope that got translated across, and I hope it did get translated across better. But yeah, I am trying, I am doing better, I'm committed to it. And I also want to say thank you very much for everyone who's subscribed. I'm on 100 subscribers now, so obviously it isn't like, you know, compared to like you go on Instagram and see like 100,000 people, it seems a bit insignificant, but it's closer to that than 0 was or 10 was. So I've never said thank you, but I've said thank you before, but I haven't said it with like conviction, like, you know, like I'm not scared of like someone walking around and someone overhearing me and giving me a funny look. So I just want to say thank you very much for everyone who's you know, always. So I'm even doing it now, like, you know, I'm not perfect, I am trying, but thank you very much, and thank you always for watching. I appreciate you guys a lot.